Good afternoon, everyone. Claudia, thanks for inviting me to this webinar. My name is Diana Rapista, and I manage the UC Travel Center. So allow me to just share a few facts about UCTC or UC Travel Center, um, and also new services we recently launched, and most importantly, information to bring you home safely from your trip. So UC Travel Center is a department of UCLA for over 20 plus years. We are preferred UC travel service provider for UCLA and other UC campuses. When you call or email UCTC, you will be speaking with an experienced travel agent who can provide you guidance on UC travel policies. Just recently, October 1st, we celebrated the 19th year anniversary of three of my agents. So they're pretty tenured and experienced. If you choose to book online and you are an active UCLA employee, you are given access to the UCLA Concur Travel online booking tool that we launched in 2019. You can book online 24/7, and while in the online booking tool and you experience issues, you can call or email for navigation support during business hours. You see, UCLA's online booking tool is customized so that it mimics the flow of conversation between you and a UC Travel Center agent. When you're booking an international flight, a pop-up alert will tell you, please take note of the Fly America policy that you heard Mindy mentioned earlier, and this is the link before you continue to make this international reservation. When you book a hotel exceeding 275, it will again alert you you are booking a hotel greater than the UC policy. Please please select your business justification. When you're booking a car other than a mid-sized car, let's say you put in an SUV, like one of the questions, it will also alert you what your justification is for selecting an SUV. So it mimics the flow as if you are conversing with a UC Travel Center agent. Last March, we launched a Hotel Direct Bill for UCLA business travelers. This is currently limited to domestic US Hotel Direct Bill. Like direct billed airfare, the total room night stay plus applicable taxes are charged to the department. Guests and employee will need to present their credit card upon check-in just to cover for incidental charges. Now, there are many advantages that you can benefit from booking with UC Travel Center, and I'm only going to mention a few. Because we are a UC preferred travel vendor, all negotiated airfare from various airlines, car rentals, and hotel rates are automatically shown on our online booking tool and the reservation system that my agent uses when speaking with you. You have access to all of this. For this meeting, I want to highlight the hotel program that UC has a system-wide contracts for all the Marriott brands. And as you know, Marriott now have incorporated the Starwood brand. So we're not just talking about Residence Inn and Courtyard, we're talking about the Sheraton and the Westin. Club Quarters is one of the chain that we have rates with, Airbnb, also Airbnb for Business, Wyndham, and your local hotels surrounding UCLA and those located in nearby cities. Keep this in mind, not just for your business use, but also for personal. We have still 2 months of wildfire season in California. I recommend you know your surrounding local hotels that you can book when you have to evacuate and need temporary lodging. You can book online 24/7, call any of my agents, or even contact our after-hour service. I also have included visas and passport information. We contract these services also because we at UCTC is not able to advise you regarding visas and passport information. So I just want to make sure that you are aware that you have access to these services. When you purchase your business trip from UCTC, you are automatically registered for travel insurance. Give your insurance card in a separate email. I believe for those of you who attended Tara Brown's webinar, she mentioned this as well. Make sure you bring a copy of the insurance card, as this has the emergency contact information when you are traveling. Most especially, enter your local emergency contact information as well as contact information while traveling, your hotel, so they know where to find you. UC Travel Center also contracts for after-hours services. When you call our main line, 310-206-2639 during after hours, your call is forwarded to after hours for immediate assistance. Keep in mind that when there's a natural disaster somewhere, there may be a wait. If that happens, I recommend that you view your reservation from the airline website and see if the airlines have already rebooked you or protected you on some other flights. If you need to cancel a hotel or car, simply call the hotel and car rental companies. Also, when you purchase travel from UCTC, you will receive your confirmed itinerary. At the bottom of your itinerary are the after hours contact number wherever you are in the world. You will notice that the first box shows after hours contact number for Republic of Korea, China, and in the United States. I actually snipped this from the itinerary of a person traveling to Korea, China. Our quality control program lists all the contact numbers for your connecting cities and destination as per your itinerary. You do not have to wait to call UC Travel Center during our business hours to get assistance. You can get it immediately. Just scroll down the bottom of your itineraries. Now, with everything that is happening in the world, I do recommend that these following sites for you to visit before you even start planning travel. Some of you may have attended the webinar given by Tara and have learned about the helpful travel sites I have listed. UC Travel Center works closely with the Office of Risk and Insurance Management of UCLA. So I'd like to share this again with you. When you are returning to Los Angeles, prior to arrival, you are required to complete an arrival form. You can complete this form online. That's bullet number 1. The U.S. Department of State offers not only COVID essential travel requirements for each country, but also other travel advisories. We still have other things under COVID happening around the world. This is important, especially for international travel, to look into this site and visit prior to starting your travel planning. It is not only important to know the arrival requirements to your destination, but to be aware of the requirements to return back to the United States. Requirements may differ based on nationality or whatever passport you are carrying. Visit the CDC website for most updated COVID-19 health notices and requirements for travel. Airlines are starting to require mandatory vaccination for their employees, but the common questions from travelers are, do I need a COVID-19 test before boarding a flight to the United States? If traveling internationally, you must get a COVID-19 test no more than 3 days before you return by air to the United States. You are required to show a negative COVID test result or documentation of recovery from COVID-19 before boarding a flight to the United States. So these questions and answers may change. I just want to share with you an issue we encountered. We have a client who was traveling on Delta, and the destination he was going to requires a negative COVID test. So he went to the airport, but he took it 4 days before, where the requirements are 3 days before you take the COVID test. He was denied boarding. They had to Delta had to do a COVID test for him at the airport. And so he called their after hour services because this happened on a weekend, and they had to change his flight so that he can fly after receiving the negative COVID test from Delta Airlines. So this is strictly implemented based on your destination. Oh, I love the UC Trip Planner, Know Before You Go intelligence. This is part of our an application of WorldQ, which is our travel insurance provider. because all the four bullet points, they go by country requirements or notices. But the UC Trip Planner, if you click on the link, it will give you specific to the city you're visiting. And it gives you COVID situation, recent alerts, legal issues, financial requirements in the country. It's more specific and more detailed, even weather is there. So anyway, I just like it because it drills down to the city you're visiting. So UCLA launched the new Express last April 1. The new Express is composed of three modules: Concur Travel, which we, UC Travel Center, launched in 2019; Concur Request, which replaced pre-trip authorization application; and Concur Expense, replacing our old Express reimbursement. Okay? Because these applications are now integrated, all travelers must update their traveler profile in the UCLA Concur Travel online booking tool before you start booking travel. These are for the travelers. Travelers, if you have delegates or travel arrangers that you have authorized to update your profile for you, they can do the updates for you. Okay, so how do I go to the online booking tool or the Concur Travel? Travel use ucla.edu. Click on this. I put a screenshot on the new Express. It will ask for your credentials and you'll be able to access the Concur Travel. When you're in Concur Travel, on the top right-hand corner, you will see Profile, and then click on Profile Setting, Personal Information. Then your travel profile will be displayed. The first thing you need to do is check and update your name. It should show the same as your government photo issued ID that you will be using to present at the airport. You have TSA first you will encounter, and you have the airline. Names are very important, especially for international travel. It has to match the name on your ID against your airline ticket. Okay, so there is this important note that please do not dismiss. Read this one. If your first, middle, or last name does not match your government issued photo identification, then you would need to go to UC Path and update your legal name under Personal Information tab in UC Path. It may take 72 hours to reflect your legal name on your Concur Travel profile. Do not book a reservation online with UCLA Concur Travel if your name is mismatching your government photos issued ID. Okay? If you do need to make a reservation right away, call UCTC and speak with someone, with one of our experienced agents. The next thing you need to do on your profile is update your birth date, gender, home, and work phone number. Why the birth date and gender? These are TSA requirements. You cannot book a flight if there is no birth date or gender or home or work phone number in your profile that the airline can capture. So this step 1 and step 2, before you start booking travel, travelers, please update your profile. Okay, that is before you book travel online or even before you book travel with a UCTC agent. Oh, I already, I guess, mentioned you common COVID testing questions. Do fully vaccinated travelers need to be tested for COVID-19 before leaving the United States? Answer is fully vaccinated travelers do not need to get tested before leaving the United States unless required by the destination. All COVID policies or inquiries are very fluid. So please check on those sites I shared with you earlier, travel sites, that they will have the most updated policy. So now you've updated your profile and you're ready to book a trip. Call UCTC or email us. When is this very valuable to you to speak with an agent? If you are traveling internationally, so you can be guided by international policies for the UC. If it's multiple cities for a domestic itinerary, those are really good reasons why you should speak with a UCTC agent. If it's just a simple point A to point B, back to point A round trip ticket, a car and a hotel, All those you can book via the online travel booking tool. Now you also have access to the Concur mobile. Though it is not recommended to book airline tickets, you can certainly book your hotel and car reservations via online. Now, I entered the way if you have not registered for Concur Mobile, because this helps you with your Concur expense receipts. Just go to travel.ucla.edu, find this Learn the New Express screenshot, and click on Concur Mobile. Now, one of the new modules that was introduced on April 1st was Concur Request ID, and this replaced PTA. How to create and submit a Concur Request ID. You simply go to travel.ucla.edu and select Planning and Booking Travel right here. Select Planning and Booking Travel and select Create and Submit Request, or select Guest Group Travel Request. This is for those people who have not attempted to create a Concur request. The guidelines are very clean and very clear, because you actually have screenshots to guide you from one step to the next when creating a Concur request, because we don't want to have any errors on that Concur request. Now, options to pay for air and hotel for UC business trip. An approved Concur Request ID is required for air and hotel direct bill. Each employee will require his and her own approved Concur Request ID. Okay, the employee can create a Concur request himself, or he can have his delegate create a Concur request for him. A guest or guests traveling together can be in one single approved Concur Request ID. Hotel direct bill, the new product we just launched, cannot be made online. This is an agent-assisted service. Air direct bill can be booked online only after you have an approved Concur Request ID or you risk flight cancellation. But if you're paying with your credit card, like what Mindy mentioned, you have that option too, and you will seek reimbursement. There's no Concur request needed for that. So I guess that's the end of my slide.